What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Bungie just released a brand new trailer showing some of the weapons and armor that you'll be able to try out when the Forsaken expansion releases on September 4th. I wanted to look at that trailer with you guys, talk about the weapons that I'm most excited for, talk about the armor that I think is most interesting, but also get your thoughts and opinions too on which new piece of gear from this trailer are you most excited for. The first weapon that they show in the trailer is called the Two-Tailed Fox. Now, you'll notice that the perk for this weapon is it fires 2 rockets at once, which is very similar to the weapon that we saw during the live stream, the Twin Rabbit. That exotic rocket launcher also fired 2 rockets at once. So this seems to be the sibling to that weapon. So let's take a look at it. The clip shown here is in Bannerfall in the Crucible. And let me go ahead and slow down this video just a bit. Right now it's playing at normal speed. I'm going to bump it down just a little bit so we can watch this in slow motion. You'll see there that it fires 2 rockets at once. Both of the rockets do have tracking on them, which is amazing. What they don't seem to have, though, is proximity detonation. It would be nice if they had that as well, but this looks like a really fun weapon to use. I can't wait to try this out in the Crucible. Getting double kills is going to be really fun using the Two-Tailed Fox, so can't wait to try that one out. The next piece of gear that they show in the trailer, these are exotic leg armor for the Titan. They're called the Antaues Wards. Now you'll notice here they look pretty crazy, number one, but the signature perk for these is when you slide you can reflect enemy projectiles. So in the clip you'll notice that the Titan is running, he slides, you see that barrier come up, and he knocks back a rocket into that poor hunter there. So what I'm curious of is, could these be used to reflect something more powerful like a Nova Bomb, for instance? It remains to be seen, but I imagine that this would be a piece of armor that does take a lot of skill to utilize to its full potential. But if you got good with these, that could be really formidable to use in Crucible. Next up is a exotic bow called Trinity Ghoul. Now the perk for this is precision kills create electrical storm arrows. Now you'll notice here that he's using this in PvE. He or she shoots into a group of fallen enemies, 1 precision hit on the leader, on the captain, and all the other enemies are taken out. So this looks like a great weapon to use. Obviously it's pretty skillful to use it, you need to get precision hits. But if you're effectively doing that, I think that would be an amazing weapon to use for mob clearing. The next piece of gear shown is exotic chest armor for the hunter. Now this is called the Sixth Coyote. At first when I saw this, I thought this was a sword because I didn't notice the description there that it's armor, and he's using a sword here. But you'll notice that this hunter is able to dodge twice in a row. So I can see that armor being, I wouldn't say problematic, but interesting or fun to go up against in the Crucible. So I don't know how many hunters will be switching from their Worm Husk to go to this, but it will be fun to see that in the Crucible. Next up is a hand cannon. This is called Malfeasance. Now what you'll notice here is the perk for this is 5 hits detonate an explosion. So it doesn't say that you need 5 precision hits. He just gets 5 hits here in a row, and then bam, massive explosion. So that looks like a really fun weapon to use. You don't have to be super accurate with it, and the explosion from that looks like it may be on par with like a Fatebringer explosion from Destiny 1. Next up is an exotic sword. This sword's called Black Talon, and the perk here is it's a projectile sword. So I'm not sure. This may be a legendary sword, I'm not sure, but based on this clip here, the Titan gets 3 quick hits with the sword and then fires the projectile. So what I'm not sure of and what I'm curious of from that clip is, do you need to charge up that projectile? Do you need to get a few hits in a row and then you can shoot the projectile, or is that something that you always have in your arsenal? We'll find out on September 4th. Next up is looks to be a trace rifle of some sorts. This is a 1000 Voices exotic trace rifle, and the perk here is it has a exploding beam of fire. So you see right there the Warlock shoots the ground for a bit of time, and then that causes a massive explosion there, clearing out all the ads. So That, again, seems like another good weapon to use for clearing out mobs. Next up, this is exotic armor for the Warlock. So now we've seen exotic armor for all 3 different classes. This is for the Warlock. It's called Chromatic Fire, and the perk here is it gives elemental explosions from precision kinetic kills. So with this armor, you're effectively turning any kinetic weapon into a weapon with Firefly. So that could be really useful for bumping up certain weapons. Next up is another bow. This one's called Wish Ender. This one, as opposed to the other one, this is made mainly for PvP. You saw there, I'll back it up a second. You saw there that these poor guys were running around the corner. This can see through walls, and one arrow took out both people, so it does over-penetrate as well. That should be interesting to go up against in the Crucible. Last but not least, Ace of Spades, Cayde's signature weapon. So reloading after a kill grants extra damage bullets. I can see this having equal merit in PvE and PvP. So those are the different pieces of weapons and armor that were shown in this trailer. Awesome trailer in my opinion. I'm super excited. I can't wait for Forsaken to come out. Based on this trailer, which pieces of gear are you most excited for? For me, I can't wait to try out that rocket launcher shown first, the two-tailed fox. I think that'll be really fun to use in Crucible. But what about you? Which weapon are you most excited for here? Which armor do you want to try out most on your character? Let me know in the comments. Most importantly though, thanks for watching, and we will all catch up soon.